I have a preamble that I don't think you're going to like.
What is it?
It's called Guess That Sound. If you want to play, it's only one sound.
Yeah, all right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All
Give me
right.
2
Yeah.
seconds. And then we can play Guess That Sound. All right. Guess that sound. Hold on. You ready?
Yeah.
Guess that sound. Have you guessed the sound yet?
I did not. I'm silent, just like the recording I'm getting.
Oh, really? The recording that I have is getting sound. Hold on. Let me try moving the mic. Let's do that. No?
No.
Damn. All right. Well, never mind. We're not going to play the Guess That Sound. You can play
Is
it
this some,
on
like-
the audio
is this-
feedback because it's picking up. It's like picking up on my mic, but obviously not on Discord.
I'm thinking. I'm wondering if this is some meta
crazy.
commentary as to like how silent your mic is this time.
How fucking funny would that be? You can hear me hitting.
It'd
the
be
drum.
hilarious if like this is your best sounding episode just because of that.
God, one can only hope, just for the sake of your personal sanity, that that's true.
I just learned about audio processing disorders, and I think I have that, not to the extent that other people do, but the fact of I was watching a video where somebody's just like he was asked a question and then he said, "Can you repeat that?" And then as they're repeating it, he answers the question because like
Yes.
he heard it. It was just a matter of like waiting a second, and then
Yeah,
he says
for
he
your
could
brain
hear
to,
a
like,
lot of
process.
things. He's able to hear things that other people can't, and then like he's able to like hone in on different sounds. And the biggest one is totally me too. Is that like oftentimes when you hear singing, you don't process the words,
Yeah.
and like you
I have to
usually
like
use
try
subtitles.
really hard.
Once I know the words, I know them, and I'm like, I know
Yeah.
I know all the words of the song, but like. There's definitely like several times I listen to a song before I'm actually like, what are the lyrics? And then learn it. And then I'm like, oh, this is a completely different song, which we've talked about.
Yeah, I have to focus really hard. I do not like many sounds, but I think I said this in one of our things of like, I really love sounds and I can pick a sound out. Like I've gotten so good with voice actors being like, that's this person when they've said like 2 words.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
boy, can I also not hear shit when there's other sounds happening at the same time sometimes.
It's an issue I have with a
fucking
lot of newer
ridiculous.
movies. Like Marvel movies are pretty bad about it too, where it's just like the dialogue is kind of quiet and you have to like turn it the fuck up. But then any kind of action sequence is deafening. And I'm like,
Fucking
what
hate
is your
that
problem?
shit. I like, can we not figure out how to make a nominal volume, make loud shit a little bit louder, and make whispery shit a little bit quieter, but we don't need to make it this like astronomical difference in scale, because that's called going deaf, and you're a fucking asshole.
I think the wrong people are in the industry.
Yeah.
We need to penetrate the industry and inseminate our talent.
I really want to go off on your like penetrate insemination deal, but also I think if you were a sound person, you'd fucking kill yourself because there would be like one day of filming a movie and you'd go and listen to the audio afterwards and be like, I can hear the crickets in the background from 3 blocks away. We need to reshoot.
Sure. Like you're not wrong, but I also feel like I would have better equipment and better tools. And if I'm an amateur, I feel like a lot of the issues that we have when recording would be fixed if I had more understanding of what I was doing and how to do it.
Yeah,
the
valid.
biggest thing I know is what a lot of other experts say is that it's better to fix the issue before it's recorded than try to like process it out, because it's just going to sound worse every time you try to change anything.
Makes sense. Yeah, no, obviously with like $1 million and a team of people who ferrets out the crickets ahead of time, you would of course be fine. But there's some shit that you're like, I heard this in the background and it's like a fucking leaf farting.
Dude, there's like, I mean, I've got earbuds and then headphones on top of that to like make sure I don't hear you coming through my mic. But like there's times where like I'll like be listening to the recording at the end of the week and I'm like hearing a plane in the background of my audio and I'm like, I want to kill myself is what that is.
Yeah. And that's what I mean. And that's why you can never penetrate and inseminate the movie field. Every film would take like 1,000 years to comb through the audio.
No, it's just there's definitely plan B or plan G in there.
No. It's plan B. You should have been aborted before you were even a fetus.
Welcome to We Have That Podcast at Home, the only podcast unlike any other podcast you've ever heard before, especially if the last podcast you listened to was ours, because we're good now. I'm the Great Gamage, and this is Righteous Rachel, and each week we spin a wheel to decide what the fuck this podcast is. And last week we hit PC, pop culture. That's for you.
Not to be confused with politically correct, because we're not.
And well, that's just called woke now. It's not called politically correct.
Oh, you're right.
So,
politically correct was too long.
Pop culture, we decided to hunt yet another movie. We weren't sure what movie we were going to do, and then I happened to see the poster for Death of a Unicorn on HBO and decided to give it a whirl, and boy, is it a terrible movie. What were they thinking?
Holy crap. What a film. I've never seen
Did you like it, Rachel?
I mean, like in the essence of there was multiple times that I was like, what the fuck is this? Yeah.
Did you like it? Yes or no?
Like, yeah. But like not in the like, I think this is a good film way.
That's a test that you failed. It is my favorite movie of all time now. I'm going to watch it again when we're done with this episode, Rachel. I'm bleeding this movie.
I have never seen a Paul Rudd film where he's ever been a more hateable person than in this film.
Dude, I know. I agree that, like, I even have in my notes somewhere, like, this is the first Paul Rudd movie where he's a bad dad, because he's usually, like, father of the year.
Sucks.
But, I mean, he's got range. He's proven it.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
But no, Rachel, I fucking love this movie.
This movie is fucking ridiculous.
I genuinely love this movie on every level.
Multiple times throughout this film that I was like, what the fuck are we doing? What is happening?
I mean, first of all, if you haven't seen it, it's a poster of like a demon-looking horse, Jenna Ortega and Paul Rudd on the cover. It's a horror movie. It's a very campy B horror movie, but with like a better budget. It's funny. It's like a dark comedy as well. It's trying to hit a lot of things, and I know that for a lot of people that's a miss. For me, it is a hit each and every time.
I personally think we should bring back more of the like campy horror comedy like this, because
Rachel, they never went away.
Damn, is it fun? No, I know, but like people don't. They're just like they're not as.
We talked about
there,
Velocipastor.
No, well, because there's a line between like too campy and like just poorly, like they didn't give a shit because all they cared about was the camp, you know. And then there's I'm trying to make a horror movie, but I also want it to be campy.
Yeah.
And this rides the balance well.
This has to be, because this is A24, by the way. This has to be A24's campiest horror movie, because A24 usually brings it. If you ever watched Barbarian or Soon to Come Out Weapons, I'm kind of excited for Weapons. There's a lot of like A24 does a lot of incredible horror movies.
I'm seeing Weapons on Thursday.
Ooh,
you know what's so funny that you said A24
just text me.
Yeah. Oh, well, I was going to say it's funny that you say A24 does a lot of horror movies, because when it popped up, I literally have a note that says, do they do all horror films? And I meant to Google it and I never did. So thank you.
They do now. Like they're like the new Blumhouse, because like Blumhouse was like the or Lionsgate even were like the horror movies for a long while, but A24 does them all now.
Doing it well.
Just text me after you see it, yay or nay.
Okay.
That's all I want to know.
Okay.
But this movie received scathing reviews. It's like, if there's a percentage, it's in the 50%.
No,
if it's a score out of 10, it's
fuck
yes.
You. Fuck you. There's no
fact
way.
Checker.
Is this what you sent me when you were like, no, and you sent me ratings? When you sent that to me, I looked up bottoms because I was like, the only ratings I've given Gamage recently, it was this. And I was like, no, it's not that. So I was like, what is he on about? Yeah.
Yeah, it's...
What the fuck?
I mean, I've been talking about this before, where like for some people, if something's mediocre, it's bad. And therefore they're like, nope, this is bad. This isn't Sinners. I gotta say I like this more than Sinners.
There's good mediocre.
Already
Let
out
it
there.
Live.
I don't think this is mediocre. I think it's phenomenal, and I want more of it. This movie, I feel like if you're any kind of amateur cinephile like myself, there's a lot of like little bits in here. Like Fact Checker looked it up while we were watching it. Like there's a lot of references to Alien. There's a lot of references to Jurassic Park, which I'm sure you can
there's a fuck ton of Jurassic Park references. Like just how they shoot shit is very Jurassic Park.
Oh, yeah. Like, there's a whole scene where I'm like, this is just the raptor scene, bruh.
Yeah.
The fact that the main character's name is Ridley, which is kind of not Ripley, that's a thing. Yeah. Apparently they use a lot of the noises from the movies, too.
We're speaking of audio processing. You watched this with subtitles, yes?
Yeah.
The subtitles for this movie were fucking hilarious. In the beginning, there's horses whinnying. And they put horses growling. And then they actually do growl. And it's described the same. But I was like, what? It's just any horse sound is growling?
This is a movie that, like, I had subtitles on, but, like, most of my attention was just onto my notes and just typing it while I'm watching. There's so many movies that we watch that I like put my phone down for extended periods of time. I don't think I could like put my shit down for more than 30 seconds throughout this entire film because everything that happened, I was like, oh my God, this is worth mentioning. I loved it all. Let's get into it. So this movie, we start off with Elliot Kintner. Elliot Kintner. I've never said it out loud before. Elliot Kintner, played by Paul Rudd, is the widowed father of Ridley Kintner. Played by Jenna Ortega.
Struggling so hard. Is it Kint with an N?
Yeah, it's Kintner. Like Kint. It's like Kinder. It's like Kinder, but with a T and an N instead of a D.
Kittner.
It's not Kittner. Fact checker. Fuck off. It's because I can't hear myself talk. So like when you can't hear yourself talk, like you have like a weird audio processing. So
the theme of the episode: audio processing disorders, horses growling.
So Paul Rudd's character Elliot immediately comes across as like this panicky, neurotic herb. He's got allergies. He sneezes a lot. He's just a fucking nerd.
I love that initially he came off as the trope of like a normal dad just trying really hard with his sort of like affronted teen, and then it very quickly switched to you're like, nah, he's a douche.
Yeah, I mean, there is. I will not say good reason. There's not a good reason, but he does have reasons for the decisions he makes regarding parenting.
Yes.
They're not good decisions.
But they're
he definitely
not
had
faceless.
A choice. Yeah, he has his own fucked up kind of reasoning for the things he's doing.
There's good intentions. Poorly executed.
Poorly executed. So the daughter, Ridley, is the rebellious wild child who like sneaks vape hits and has like bad acne. I even wrote down here.
I'm so glad you immediately brought that up because I looked down for 2 seconds, looked back, and wrote, "Is she sneaky vaping?"
Yes, but that is a plot point. I'm like, I noticed that she like kind of like there's like a yawning like.
Yeah.
Like a dragon. But she has acne, and I even wrote down like I think this is some plot point, and it kind of is.
Yeah,
so,
I like that they made it. I don't know if it's just because like Jenna Ortega isn't shown to the world with acne or what, but I'm like, I don't really feel like I've seen a lot of Jenna Ortega shit, and I was immediately like, this is too obvious for it to be something that isn't meant to be super obvious.
Yeah, I mean, if this were a different kind of movie, like a Sundance Film Festival movie, then sure, it would have been like, yeah, your character has acne because she sucks, and that's it. But that's not what this is. So they have been invited to a weekend getaway at the family estate of Elliot's boss, Odell Leopold, played by Richard E. Grant. Reminder that there's no relation to Hugh Grant. We've been over this.
Yeah, we have, huh? Sad life for Hugh.
Time's a flat circle.
Just like the Earth.
Elliot hits a unicorn with the car.
Did you clock that when they're driving down the road, they just randomly show a cave where there's like ominous pony sounds?
Yes, I did. So they hit the unicorn with the car, and it's still alive and suffering.
Who the fuck? They're in the car. They've hit the unicorn. He stops the car. He uses the motor on the side mirror to get a better look at the creature that he just hit. Who does that? Just lean.
Somebody who doesn't want to get out of the car. Like,
No.
This is this.
You don't have to get out of the car. You just lean a little bit to the right, and you could fucking see. Like, that was the slowest, weirdest scene.
I think it kind of goes into his character, being this weird, neurotic, fucking herb.
Him being a herb really just fits the, like, I'm gonna use the side mirror.
I mean, it's a feature. If I don't use it now, when am I gonna use it?
Fair enough.
But you have to wonder the implications, because like they get out and they're like, oh, and then they're like, oh. They even say, you think it's endangered? And like, again, the implications of like, where does your mind go when you bump, damn, and you get out and it's a fucking unicorn?
I would wonder how many drugs I accidentally took at some point in my day.
I mean, it would be half of that, like, I took drugs, right? Because I know I didn't just kill a unicorn.
Like, I'm definitely going to hell now.
But you see the unicorn, and I do like the unicorn design. It's very different than like the standard kind.
It's like very historical unicorns. I'm pretty sure like actual historic mythical unicorns are very much this vibe where they like are kind of that shaggy hair and they have the crazy ass sharp teeth.
Yeah, because I brought it up too, like back in the Cryptoid episode about how like it feels like the original unicorns were kind of based off of a deformed goat we found somewhere, and like this beast kind of looks like a weird deformed goat.
Yeah,
and I do really enjoy that. Like it's kind of a callback to that, because apparently this movie went like really they did a lot of research into unicorn and the unicorn tapestries.
Yeah,
which does
I was actually really surprised that they surprised that they brought up the unicorn tapestries, but surprised at the depth that they brought it up. It was a fucking
plot point.
Yeah, I was impressed.
Elliot goes back to the car, and then Ridley touches the unicorn horn, which is glowing, and immediately sees time and space, all of creation and entropy, and is immediately taken out as Elliot brains it with a tire iron, splattering the both of them with unicorn gore.
Can we talk about just the angle at which, like, she is reaching over the unicorn's face to touch the horn, and he's like, let me just get in the middle here to tire iron it in the head. Like, what the fuck was he thinking?
To be fair, they do mention later that he thought that she was having some kind of seizure.
Yeah, they mention it so much later.
Still not a great decision.
I would have probably used the tire iron to like pull her hand away from the horn before I brain the fucking. By the way, it's a baby unicorn. So fuck this guy.
We don't know that yet. We just know that this is some weird horse or deer thing.
It looks like a baby.
Rachel, I haven't seen a lot of unicorns.
No, but it looks like a baby horse.
Not enough.
It looks like a baby horse with a deformed goat face.
All I'm saying is that, like, if I would have seen a baby unicorn, I'd be like, is that an adult? I don't know. I've never seen an adult one.
I mean, I don't disagree with you. At this point in time, no, do I know the speciation and the size of unicorns? Absolutely not. But I would have assumed it's a baby because it's small.
Normally when you hit a deer, it's an adult deer. You never really hit a baby deer on the road.
But if you hit a baby deer, would you walk up to it and be like, that might be an adult deer? But you know how big deer are, so I guess it sort of moots the point.
So
like, its legs look a little small. I don't know. No, it's just
it is. Thank you, fact checker. It is small enough to fit in their back seat, which they do. They just load the unicorn into the trunk, and
Yeah,
then they're
what
like,
the fuck kind of there's so many things that happen at the beginning of this film that I was like, what is happening? Why did you just brain a fucking unicorn and then shove it in your car?
because
Like, what a choice.
it's definitely like I don't know what this is. This could be bad. We
That's
hit it.
not-
We'll take responsibility, but
Yeah,
we got to
that's-
report this to somebody, maybe.
That's not why the fuck he picked it up. He picked it up because he was
That
like,
is
I
not
have
why he
better
picked it up.
places to be, and I can't have somebody
yes.
find this creature. Because he makes a comment where he's like, I'm late and I'm going to jail. So he thinks he's picking up fucking evidence and going off to his fucking business interview.
So they pick up the unicorn, stuff it into the trunk, and then drive back to the. They make their way to the estate, which is where they meet up with Odell's son, Shepard, played by the wonderful Will Poulter, and
love Will
Odell's
Poulter.
wife, Belinda, played by Tia Leone.
I don't know why Tatiana Leone.
Tia Leone.
Isn't it?
Tia.
Is it? Isn't it
Yes.
Tatiana Leone? Who am I thinking of? No, I'm thinking of Tatiana Maslany. I
which
think that's
is
who I'm thinking
She-Hulk.
of. Yeah.
No, this is Jane from With Fun and Dick and Jane.
Yeah, when
Is
I
she
saw
also in
her, I was like,
Spanglish? Yeah,
is
she's in
she
Spanglish too.
You know what's so funny is I had to look her up because I was like, is she in The Grinch? Because something about her is very Whoville every time she's in anything. And then she's obviously in a lot of things I've seen, but I was like, I don't know what hit like Grinch, but you're not in that.
So we meet them. Shepard is the son. I gotta say, might be my favorite role of Will Poulter's ever.
It's so fun. It's so bad, and like it's so good in he's such an asshole kind of a way.
He did this character well. That's
yes.
But my favorite thing in this scene is that like it's very like offhanded, and it's like I almost missed it. I didn't rewind it. I should have to get the exact thing. But like Belinda does some like virtue signaling with like charity talk. She's like, "Oh my God, they got the aid. Oh, thank God, right?" Or was it vaccinations? I don't remember, but they got it. And I'm like, and it's such a rich person. Like, I'm doing good. I don't know the details or anything, but.
And I don't have to because I'm rich. Hair flip.
Yeah. So they meet Odell, who has some kind of affliction and is coughing a lot. He's very weak. They're talking, but Ridley's in sort of a trauma that can only happen from watching a unicorn get slaughtered.
Get brained to death by your father.
Yeah, and then like the father's just like, "What's wrong? Everything's fine, right?" And it's like, murdered a unicorn.
The full like emotional unavailability of him repeatedly being like, "Why are you fucked up right now?" And her being like, "What? I don't even have words to explain to you why this is wrong that you're not fucked up."
Yeah, every actor in this movie is bringing it. They're all incredible. Nobody's gonna win an Oscar for this, but by golly, they deserve to. They're everybody's on point here.
There's also
they had their Vegemite. They're good to go.
There's the beautiful juxtaposition of like as he's being introduced to this family, that the family is like, we really want to get to know you and your daughter and like how you guys interact together. As he's like, why the fuck are you traumatized? And her being like, what? It's so good. Why aren't you?
So they're there because Elliot's supposed to like take over the company or something, but like he's there to like get contracts and stuff.
He's supposed to. He's a lawyer, which they don't, I think, ever really say flat out. They just allude to multiple times.
Which is fine. That's
he's supposed to
showing,
like,
not telling. But
be in charge of. Yeah, this movie actually had a good amount of exposition. I was into it. It wasn't bad. Yeah, he's supposed to be like their estate person who runs it after Odell dies, or like falls too ill to run the business.
And he is dying. But he mentions that he's like, I'm dying and I've come to terms with it. I love life. I've lived a long, rich, full life, and I'm comfortable. I'm fine with where I'm at and where I'm gonna go, and that's important to know. So Ridley runs off to the washroom to splash water on her face, and then notices that like the unicorn gore has cured her of her acne. Like she's wiping it off, and she's clearly just wiping off the effects makeup. But like it is in such a way that like it's like, oh wow, the unicorn blood is curative. Because that's my favorite piece of like unicorn myth, is that unicorns are like supposed to like cure you of all disease and ailments that.
I want to state for the record that I did just hit the desk, and I do know about that one.
So, Elliot is trying to read the
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say, you said she's cured of acne, and then Paul Rudd tries to put on glasses and does the whole Spider-Man scene where he's like, oh.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Elliot is trying to read the contract, and then realizes that his vision is blurry with the glasses on, and then takes them off because he's cured now. But he's just like, huh. Oh, well. Anyway, so...
I think it's more of he's like trying really hard not to make anything a kerfuffle with this giant-ass business deal.
Yes.
So he's like moving on.
He is the career father. He is the cats in the cradles of the silver spoon. That is this character. And he's just like, he knows that it's a unicorn. He hit it and he's just like, I know that he's thinking, I think this is a unicorn, man, but I can't. This weekend is stressful, and I need to just get through it and prove that we're. Yeah, and he's just like, I'm Spider-Man now. My vision's cleared. Whatever. Later.
We'll swing around New York at another time, just not this weekend.
I'm glad you did that instead of swing back to it. So the Leopolds have invited the Kintners. Jesus, why is this so hard?
Why do you keep using it?
They've invited the family that's not them because they wanted to get to know them. And they notice that the unicorn comes back to life and tries to break out of the car.
This is so good. I loved this scene. So there's like all this build up to the car, and the car's like violently shaking, and then its face busts out, and it's just the unicorn screaming for like a solid couple of seconds before this lady just shoots it in the side of the head, which is just fucking crazy.
I mean, that is like rich people butler fucking.
Oh, but the next scene was fucking beautiful, phenomenal, peak film of all the adults standing around.
I don't want to like just rehash all of the jokes that are said in this, but like some of them are worth mentioning.
It's just them all standing there being like, look at this. It's a mammalia horse. It's got a deformed something. It's a fucking unicorn, guys.
They're quiet, and Shepard's like, I don't think I should be in swim trunks for this.
Yeah, that was good. I forgot about that.
One of the butlers, Griff, is played by Anthony Carrigan, and he's so incredible too.
Yeah,
he's good in everything he's in. If you haven't watched Barry by this point, how did you make it to this podcast?
I have not watched Barry.
It's good. It's good. Like, it's very good. It's like, because it's like comedy, but it's Bill Hader is it's his show. And you're expecting a comedy, and it is a comedy, but it's like a very serious comedy at the same time. Okay. I'm fucking it up, but you should watch it. Odell and Belinda do some billionaire corporate CEO bullshit speak to keep the unicorn death a secret because they obviously want to do experiments with it. They're like, well, you don't want the government to get involved because they're just going to take it, and then that's it. And then the military's here. That's just going to ruin the weekend. But I do like how they portrayed the CEO billionaire fuckery well. Like, it's that's...
No, they did a phenomenal job of them dancing around it and being like, this is to protect you, like in case you've done a crime. And Paul Rudd's like, oh, okay.
No unions in sight.
Yeah.
So Elliot, this is where I wrote it. Elliot is kind of a bad dad, or is at least conflicted and lost.
So bad.
Which is refreshing because he's usually fantastic as a father. There's an awkward interaction with Elliot and Shepard that is cut short as they hear a quote-unquote moose noises in the background. Yep. And they do see like an aurora borealis in the sky. And Ridley is Googling the unicorn tapestries because she's going through pictures of her mom, who's dead. They don't say it, but, it's showing, not telling. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
But she's going through photos and she sees that like in one of her trips to like Rome or some shit. I wasn't listening, but she sees the unicorn tapestries in the background and she's like, "Oh wait, I'm an art major. I'm gonna look into this." And I think the unicorn tapestries were also the inspiration for The Last Unicorn.
Yes, they were.
I don't remember. But it does
correct.
mention the greed of man and how unicorns clapped back. So there's some great foreshadowing here. Fun fact is that experts to this day still don't know what order the unicorn tapestries go into. And I kind of like how that's a plot point here. Like it's not like flat out said, but it's definitely like I'm pretty sure bad things are going to happen. And then like everybody's like, no, it's clearly going to be good because it's like backwards or some shit. So Ridley does this and goes to sleep and then wakes up to hazmat suits bringing her and Elliot to a lab that was just made up in like an hour.
How unnecessary it is to just like wake somebody up at 1 a.m. or later, but like the middle of the night and just be like, hey, we're going to study you now.
I do like how fast it is. They're like, we're gonna do some blood samples and we're gonna like take a look at your eyes. Okay, you're good. You don't need to be in this sealed room anymore.
Yeah, fucking wild.
Yeah, I love how fast that is. They joined a brunch PowerPoint presentation that concludes in injecting ground up unicorn horn to cure Odell to see what was gonna happen. And we all saw where this is going. You know, any kind of unicorn lore, this is always where it was going to go. Here's where we also meet Dr. Bhatia, one of the scientists played. I wrote her down just in case she's important. So
she is also
Ridley,
kind of a dick.
I kind of disagree. But that's for later.
Well, yeah, let's keep going because I would love to hear why.
Ridley wanders off into the woods. And Brittany actually pointed out here that she's got like a Red Riding Hood aesthetic going on in this scene.
Yeah.
She's got like the red hood going into the woods. So it's like they're kind of keeping with it. I feel like that's intentional.
Oh, 100%.
So she's out there and she hears horses, and then in the distance and runs back.
Point of note, the horn at this point, they're like slowly discovering that it's basically like a tracking beacon. So now mommy, daddy, unicorn are pissed.
Also that it's an organ. I really like how they worked at the biology of the unicorn in this.
Yeah, that part was particularly cool.
Very. And they also like slit its throat and then notice that it just keeps bleeding and healing. So like they acknowledge that the unicorn is like a constant source of its own bodily fluids.
Yeah.
So they're giving Odell treatments and he's like in and out of consciousness. And he mentions that they're on Blackfoot land, and that raises other implications that don't get touched on, but I kind of like that it is kind of just like a throwaway, like we're fucked up people doing fucked up things regardless.
I also really love, because you're right that line was like, I'm about to explain to you why this is like fucked up white people shit, and then his wife cuts him off in an equally fucked up way where she's like, oh honey, save your strength, shh, no one wants to hear about that ever. And you're like, what?
Yeah. So, Odell is suddenly recovered from cancer.
And has
it's met with like somewhat mixed results. Like his wife at first is kind of like, well, let's not jump to conclusions. And it feels like she clearly wanted him gone. Like they never flat out say it, but like that's how it feels and it's acted right here. And I think that's awesome. I think that's incredible that they went with that and didn't actually say it out loud. A lot of really good bits in here that I feel like people are just missing.
Yeah, no, this movie has nuggets and it's real good. That's what I mean of like they did a really good job of exposition in this film. I slapped the mic. You might be right. I might be waving my hands.
I think it helps with me because I've got like my hand on the mouse and like my other one's holding the blanket down. So I might, because I'm pretty animated when I talk with my hands too, but I think I'm set in a position that fucks me. So I do love this whole scene. Odell is freaking out. All of his "I've made peace with my mortality" is fucking spiraled out the window like old Pa's pigskin toss. He wants more because this is the goldest of mines. They recognize that there's only one unicorn and they have it. They're harvesting the unicorn blood because it's still bleeding. They got the only one. They immediately get onto the phones and start moving numbers.
Because they're selling, point of note, they're selling the cure for cancer is what unicorns are.
Yes. Shepard makes cocktails with the blood, and like the three of them are drinking. And
Shepard's line in this scene is so great. The dad's
Yeah.
like, a cure for cancer, and he goes, "Are you kidding me? That's the biggest one." Was so good.
The line after this too, he's like on the phone because they're all pushing numbers. They're immediately selling it. And he says like, "Yeah, my friends, they want like an 8-ball," and like his mom's just like, "An 8-ball," and he's just like, "Oh yeah, like 300 grams or whatever." And he's just like,
well, he's like
never heard of that
3.5 grams, and she's like, "That's really specific."
So you kind of get the inkling of like, oh well, he's an addict. He's a rich fucking nepo
He's a rich
baby
kid.
who's
yeah.
So I do love the implications here of like of how every kind of big arc in this movie is basically like from the Unicorn Tapestries. Like here's the partying, and I love the whole myth of like there's no greater stain on the soul than drinking unicorn blood. I feel like Harry Potter did that pretty well too.
Yes.
I have 3 things I like.
A theory that I want to wait to talk about until later, but I'm curious if you, because it kind of touches on this, so I'm curious if you picked up on it.
Nothing I can think of off the top of my head in this context, so we'll see. But Ridley steps in and is like, "Yo, this is fucked. Not just on an ethical scale, not just on an ethical scale, but like on a mythical one. This is basically like harvesting angel eyes. It's pretty rough."
Hold on, are they biblical angels? Because if so, they have plenty of eyes to give up.
No, they're the eyes. No, because those are just one eye, isn't it? It's just one big eye.
No, I think biblical angels are like 1,000,000 eyes. Like, it's creepy.
You know what? I'm not going to get into theology with you, Rachel.
That's fine.
You
we'll get into mythology.
Baptized,
we already have
maybe.
an ology. I don't think I've ever been baptized. So you're correct.
Protestant whore. So she lays out the pictures of the unicorn myths, and she's like talking about them. And I love the scene where like Belinda's like, "Come here," and she's like trying to take her side, but she like tramples all over them. Symbolism. So then they vacuum seal the unicorn into like a big fucking thing, which is also symbolism. And then all of the lights go out. We get angry unicorn growling noises in the estate.
For real,
and then one of the scientists is impaled by like the fucking raddest looking unicorn
so
jagged horn
cool.
I've ever seen in my life. It looks like a Power Ranger sword. It's awesome. It does. The Leopolds freak out, and they like run to try to secure the dead unicorn. Like that was their instinct, is like protect the asset, rather than just giving it up immediately, which would have been the smart movie over choice. But it is what it is. So a big black unicorn starts attacking. Ridley gets trapped under a car, and then decides to outrun the unicorn, which she actually does. I was about to say like that's stupid, but she does it.
Technically.
Yeah, she gets through through like a gate, and then the black unicorn is staring at Ridley and then bows, making its horn glow, and then the Leopold butlers shoot at it with shotguns. So now they're all like, "Witch, how did you know?" to Ridley. And she explains that she like, "Oh, I mean I touched the horn, so I feel connected with them." So the Leopolds still to this day are using their billionaire fuckery of all, "Well, he's wounded. We should track this wounded adult down and care for him."
And oh my God, whatever her name is, the wife of the rich guy, she really slyly slides in. She's like, "Oh, we need to take care of him. He's got such a girthsome horn." Like, what? She used that exact word, girthsome. Quote.
So while they're doing this, they're like, "Yeah, we should definitely find it and cure it." While that's happening, Odell has brought a fucking steak that's purple and sparkly. It's clearly unicorn meat. And I love Griff the entire movie. He's so good. There was a scene earlier where there's like a breakfast, and Ellie's just like, "Is there like an omelet station?" And Griff just like walks away.
Do you see?
And then comes back like 10 minutes later with a fucking pristine looking omelet.
The best part is his like tiny moment of defeat when like all of the shit he did isn't good enough for them, so he still has to go get an omelet, because he's like, "Is there like the omelet bar?" And then you just see his shoulders drop, and he's like, "Yeah."
But yeah, in this he's just like, here's your steak, sir, rare." And then the entire time he's just like wide-eyed at fucking Ridley, like, I know. Like, he's just like, you could just read the expression on his face. Yeah, yes it is. Yes, I know. Yeah, it's fucked. I know.
Terrifying,
Um,
awful, horrible.
It's so he's eating just rare unicorn meat, like talking about like we need to preserve these species. This whole movie feels like a Futurama episode.
Yeah,
in the best
yes, it
ways.
does. Yeah, that's a really good way to put it.
So the butlers, Odell and Elliot, all go out to hunt the black unicorn, despite Ridley's wishes. Elliot isn't advocating for killing the unicorns. He's just trying to make his boss happy because promotion making him part of the problem, and
Also,
that's how people like Odell become created.
yeah. Well, and Odell has now dressed up like an old-timey poacher, but he also so he started with an IV bag with a small injection of horn. We've moved to eating unicorn steak. And now he has a full purple IV bag where he's just straight injecting himself with unicorn blood.
Yes.
While dressed as an old-timey poacher, and I wrote they go all Jurassic Park on their hunting trip.
Yeah, speaking of, we also get to see Shepard is taking some powdered unicorn horn and snorts it, which sends him into an ethereal magical trip. Like his eyes glow. Ridley notices the Aurora Borealis because she's like, I'm leaving. And then she's like, wait a minute. She's able to piece the art together with the Aurora Borealis and piece together that the wounded unicorn is not wounded and is leading them into a trap. The hunting party is instantly surrounded by a herd. And then I wrote, Pack, what's a unit of a unicorn's called? And then I Googled it. It's called a blessing.
Oh, a blessing of unicorns.
Yeah, isn't that fun? But this is just 2 black unicorns. Like, I thought it was a whole herd of them. It's just 2.
Yeah.
Feels
like a lot.
They run.
They just have intimidating formations.
Presence.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're tactical unicorns for sure.
Exactly. With those horns? Are you kidding me? Of course they're tactical.
They are rad looking.
They
like
fucking know what they're doing.
Incredible. They run back to the house where the leader unicorn, who's big and awesome, his horn looks like a demon blade. It's great. He fucking impales Odell through the head, and it looks incredible.
So good. He also bites the shit out of one of the ladies who's like on the military squad that's trying to take him down.
Yeah, she was the other
so
butler. The unnamed butler is what I put her down as. Yeah, but I really love a scene where Odell's just like, shh, it's okay, I'm good. And he's like basically trying to tame the unicorn. He's just
trying
like
to trick it.
He has his hands out, and then like the unicorn puts his horn down. I was expecting the like lasers to shoot out of the horn and just fucking fry him, but I liked what they did better, where it just like he just like sends the horn up through his jaw and skull. I love that move.
Stabs the shit out of him.
They all freak out, and then Griff is just like, I'm sorry, and he just shuts the door, and all of his line delivery is great.
Also,
but the unicorns...
all of his mannerisms are really good, because he, like, gets everybody, and everybody comes inside, and he does, like, what you said, where he's just like, apologies, closes the door, but then he puts a chair up under the door handle and starts slowly barricading the door in the background.
Yeah.
It's just good. He's so calm, cool, and collected the whole time.
Incredibly, he's the unsung hero. Like, the unicorns trap them in the house and then cut the power. They know how to cut power, and they do that. This is the Velociraptor part.
Yeah.
They cut the power, and then Griff is like already on it. He's the unsung hero. He has all the information. Like, oh well, we have to get to the gates. The gate has an automatic a manual open. Here's flashlights for everybody. He has everything. So what happens now is that his bosses volunteer him to go out and get the gate open so that they can escape. And as we talked about it, this is the moment where Griff's just like, fuck you guys.
Yeah. He still goes and does it. Also, Griff's a G. Because he goes and gets help. When he could have just been like, fuck all y'all.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's a moment between Elliot and Dr. Bhatia, which is what we were kind of leading up to earlier. That seems pseudo-romantic, but it serves more as like we need to put our families first. Like, Ellie's just like, our careers, yeah. And she's like, no, we're families. Her plan is she's like stolen some like unicorn horn and blood, and she's planning on selling it to the black market to like aid her family. Anyway, that's kind of like, is that what you were talking about earlier, where you think that she's a shitty person because of that?
No, there's like a couple scenes. Like there's one earlier before Shep start, like when he's trying to steal the unicorn horn, and he's just like trying to amp her up and be like, "Yeah, we should get back to the science of it all." And she starts telling him about the fact that they've figured out that like the unicorn's going to constantly revive itself, essentially like using its horn, and then it's an organ and part of its body. And then he's like, "Well, you should cut it off." And she just agrees to do it. And it's just, I don't know. Like, it's insane to me to have a scientist who's like, yes, this massive discovery that's like this astounding mythological creature, let's fucking murder the shit out of it, even though it's continually reviving itself. Let's super murder it.
All good points. I will say that she's acting under her boss because, like, she's
and duress.
This young nepo baby is supposed to be her boss, like within days.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I would just be like, fuck you. I'm not gonna chop the horn, like the organ horn, off of this baby unicorn that's actively trying to alive itself again.
Yeah. To be fair, like, yeah, all good points, but I do think that the Leopolds are like the richest, most powerful family in this continuity. So it's like saying no to them is like fucking becoming homeless.
I mean, look, I get the position she's in. It's just like, as somebody who enjoys science on a deep level, it's just crazy to me to have like one of the most epic scientific discoveries and be like, yeah, let's just fucking kill the shit out of them.
Yeah, I mean, we can tell exactly the content of her character because unicorns can tell. And fucking, she takes the dead unicorn out to the blessing, and they just tear her in half.
Did you clock that they put in dog squeaky toy noises when they did that?
No.
Go rewatch this
awesome.
scene. There's
I'm going to, Rachel.
Of like a dog squeaky toy as they're ripping her in half, and it's so funny.
That's incredible. So Shepard is convinced that snorting the horn is turning him into a genius. He says he looked into the research, meaning he looked at the
he also
tapestries
starts
for like a minute.
smoking the horn. Important note.
Yeah, he's a nepo baby with a mythical creature.
Okay, so hold on. This is where I'm comfortable with telling you my theory. Do you think that unicorn is highly addictive? Because like Ridley and Elliot don't ever ingest the unicorn, like any part of its matter at all. It just like hit them in the face, basically.
Yeah.
But Odell and his son, and I guess sort of the mom, who I think later is also seen drinking more unicorn blood. I didn't rewind to double check that, so don't quote me on that one. But Odell obviously gets like the injection into his IV bag of the unicorn horn dust, which is like super light dose. And then we've graduated to stakes. And then we graduate to just straight up injecting unicorn blood into him. And then, what's his face? Shep is like, I'm going to snort it. Well, I'm going to stick it in my mouth. Now I'm going to snort it. Now I'm going to smoke it. Now I'm going to constantly snort it because like I need this to keep going.
So I think that it is, I don't think it's more addictive than anything else. I think what it is it's like doing magic mushrooms or heroin for the first time times 10 every time. But we know that Shepard is like an addict. He is a recovered nepo baby addict where like even like the mom's just like, I thought you were on the up and up. And he makes some joke about it. I don't remember the exact wording.
Yeah.
Stop saying nepo baby. But he is a nepo baby. He's a nepo baby. He has access to a unicorn by birthright.
Can you title this episode Nepo Baby just for Brittany?
Yeah, I will now. She's upset that I'm saying nepo baby so much, but that's what's happening.
It's accurate. No, so, I think it's I have a theory that because like of the whole conversation we had earlier of there's mythological lore around unicorns where it like steals part of your soul and makes it so that you like can't continue to survive without it and destroys you. I'm like, I think that it's like intended to be highly addictive where it kind of destroys you as a person.
See, I think that it's closer to just like the folly of man and how absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Yeah, that's
Whereas the only innocent in this movie is the innocent maiden, which is in the unicorn tapestries. It's the maiden that like represents the how innocent man can be, and that's what the unicorns are attracted to. Whereas like everybody else is everybody else in the unicorn tapestries. They're just greedy men who are like, oh, what is this? It's a slippery slope of power. I'm just gonna fucking base jump off of it while free basing. All the
of
basing.
above.
It is just like the tale of man and being man and just corrupting itself.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with you. I just think, I personally, to me, I clocked it as like another level of
Yeah.
like what you're saying, of it's a slippery slope, of it's intended to be a parallel of that.
So Shepard is convinced that he's turning into a genius, and he looked into the research, meaning he looked at the tapestries for like a minute, and thinks that the unicorns are demanding a maiden, so they should sacrifice Ridley because of her connection to the unicorn. The unicorns attack the house, and now it's the raptor scene from Jurassic Park in like the best way. It's incredible.
Oh my god, I laughed so hard when they like look out the door and the lights blinking, and then you see the shadow of the unicorn in the hallway.
It's
fucking
good.
killed me.
So it turns out that Elliot, like they kind of split off, and the Leopolds do their own thing, and like he's talking about how like they're gonna be just fine. They take the horn, but they realize they don't have the horn. It's an empty package because Elliot has stolen it. And then he reveals that he knows that he's being a shit father. But it's because he promised Ridley's dying mother, that he would protect her and give her everything. And he saw that in his own twisted way of becoming an absent father and throwing yourself into a shit career, because that's a trope and that's what you do. Not justification, not good reasoning at all.
I do.
But we understand the motives behind it.
I also do really love that we've essentially finally gotten that human moment between father-daughter.
Yeah.
But I also really like the juxtaposition of, we go from that moment where they're finally having like a human heart-to-heart connection where she's like gets where he's been coming from this whole time, to the mom and Shep of the Leopolds and her trying to give him like a touching speech as they're also afraid of death, and he just cuts her off mid-sentence to be like, shut the fuck up.
Yes.
Which was so good and also reminded me of you.
So we get like a really cool scene of like the unicorn, one of the black unicorns, like tearing the fucking mother apart basically. And
so good.
There's a moment where Shepard is like looking down at them with his bow and arrow, and he like has one of the arrows like lit up on fire, and the mother like turns on like the gas canister. Like they kind of have like this silent like, yes, I understand, you're gonna shoot this, it's gonna explode, I'm gonna die, but I'm gonna kill the unicorn and you can live on. And that feels pretty good. I mean, they're bad guys, but like I feel like that's kind of
again, it's a human moment.
Thank you very much, a human moment. And it is also very human how Shepard is like, I'm sorry, and he just runs away because he can't do it. He doesn't want the blood on his hands.
Okay, see, I took it so differently. I didn't see it as he doesn't want to kill his mom. I saw it as his whole thing was he was worried about the asset because he wants a unicorn farm, and he can't have that if this unicorn dies because he wants them to breed.
You and Fact Checker both agree on that.
And if he blows it up, it's not going to happen.
I feel like, because that is a really good point. I feel like there's a little bit of both right there. Like he doesn't, like, I feel like he would have killed his mother, but I also feel like he wanted to remain innocent. Like, well, I didn't kill my mother. He knew she was going to die. He didn't want to be the one to do it. And also wanted a unicorn farm too.
Maybe. Yeah, I took it as he's just so invested in his business idea of the unicorn farm that he could give less of a shit about ending her suffering.
A very simple, complex character, this guy.
Yeah.
Damn, Will Poulter, you fucking brought it. So Shepard nabs Ridley and then uses her as a sacrifice. Like he's like puts her out on the terrace and he's like off in the distance with his bow and he's like waiting. The black unicorn comes out, walks up, and lays on her lap.
Yeah, just fully gives up.
And then Elliot like runs up. The other unicorn has been chasing him, and it comes up and also lays on her lap.
Well, Elliot doesn't run up. He like leads the unicorn over. Because he's not running at that point. He's walking and he's holding the horn out.
Yeah.
So he's like luring the unicorn in while Shep is tying them up.
Yeah, I don't...
Rewatch it. You know you want to.
No. I will, but I'm just trying to remember. Like, I don't think it was like he was like leading him to like, haha, you killed
No,
the shepherd.
I don't think he was leading him in like to be slaughtered. I think he just figured out how to like, me and the unicorn have hit a point of chill. And it happened to be like, I did not realize I was leading you in to get tied up.
Yeah, chill is a strong emotion. I don't think it was quite that, but more of like somewhat docile.
It's
like,
more
hey.
like the calm in the midst of a storm of like, you have something I want, so I'll put up with this for now, was like their vibe.
Yeah. So yeah, the both black unicorns are subdued and Shepard ties them up. And then he's talking about how like we're gonna do it. We're gonna have victory. And then Elliot stabs him with the severed unicorn horn.
Which is
I
such
think
a
he does have
ass move.
He does have a moment of clarity of like, this, we can't let this go on anymore. So he stabs him with the horn, and then in turn Shepard stabs him. And then is
with the
fucking
arrow.
Yeah, and then is back kicked by the unicorns.
So good.
Which is rad, because that is a very real everyday way to just die from a horse.
Yep.
A horse, a mule, a donkey can just kill you anytime by that way, and it's just, what do you do? Elliot dies, but this is a movie about unicorns.
Well,
so
yeah.
The unicorn, the two black unicorns, are actually the other unicorn's parents. If that wasn't obvious at this point, like the really big black one is like the father, the kind of slender black one is the mother.
I did love that they gendered
It could be
the
different.
horses.
I was just about to say it might be the other way around.
I did the same thing when I took notes. I was like, wow, they really gendered the horses, but we don't know which way.
You don't. It's crazy because you don't actually know until the end, where you're like, oh yeah, there is only two of them.
It's actually,
and it is clearly
if you watch an
parents.
interview, the unicorns can only mate as lesbians. So that was just the butch unicorn and the feminine unicorn. It's such a bad joke. Anyway, our fair maiden is sad.
Yeah. So the pet unicorn. Jesus,
The
the
pet
parent,
unicorns. Wow. Way to
kind
demean them, Gamage.
I mean, so the parent unicorns take the horn and the dead unicorn baby and Elliot and Paul Rudd, and then they put the horn down.
Wait, hold on. Can I read my note? Because I really liked this.
Yeah, okay.
The unicorns gently drag him away and touch tips over the dead corpse of their child and Paul Rudd. A sentence I never thought I'd be writing or saying. Perhaps a new sentence in the universe.
I mean, it's in the script, so...
I don't know if it says these words exactly of they touch tips over their child and Paul Rudd, okay?
Dead child and dead Paul Rudd.
Yeah, sorry, dead child and dead Paul Rudd. Very important.
But they do that, and Elliot sees the cosmos. He's taken to the same kind of like deep nebula that Ridley did in the beginning of the movie.
And they create
so he
like
sees
a
all of
cosmos
space-time.
bubble too.
Yeah, I don't like how like his hand like fucking like launched upwards to like touch the horns. That felt a little gratuitous, but we earned it. So he's brought back to life. The child is brought back to life. And then the parent black unicorns turn back to white because the twist is that they were the parents and they turn black and metal because their child is murdered. And that's what happens when you murder somebody's child.
They turn black and metal.
Supposedly. Yeah. So the unicorns run off. They like it's very unceremonious. They just kind of like fall back after the explosion and they just kind of fucking run off.
The explosion was so funny because I thought they all died. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Because they fully flop sock and then they're just like, all right, we're cool, bye.
So Griff shows up. He got help. He left to get actual help.
Again,
he comes
unsung
back,
fucking hero because he could have just left and been like, fuck you guys.
Yeah, and I like how Britt and I were both at the same point of this movie. We're like, right before Griff shows up, we're like, so now there's just a bunch of dead people and there's no no proof as to what happened.
Yeah, no, I really love the concept of like we just exited this really powerful scene to just turn and there's a police officer and they're like, well, fuck.
Yeah. I don't know what happens here. I'm sure Griff is like, there was a unicorn, and the police officer's like, sure, okay.
Yeah,
but
fuck.
They do get arrested. They're put in the same car because it's a sheriff and there's only one car. And then I wrote down here, the police show up and arrest Ridley and Elliot because there's dead people everywhere and 0 unicorns. But then 3 unicorns come to their rescue and run the car off the road.
Do you think they died? Because that's where the movie ends, is they literally buckle the fuck up and the unicorns hit the car off the road while they're next to a cliff.
I'm sure that if they do die, the unicorns bring them back to life.
Do you
because
think
I did notice
unicorns?
I pointed out that, like, you know, they like see the unicorns and they're like, oh, hold on to me and duck our heads. And I'm like, ducking your head in a car before a collision is a surefire way to die.
Yeah, is fucking crazy. Like, do you remember in Palm Springs when he's
I was
like,
just about to bring that up,
and unbuckles his seatbelt and lays his head on the fucking dashboard? That's exactly what I thought about.
Yeah, because he's like, yeah, you just want to put yourself like this so you could die instant. Because fun fact, you can stay alive and then they keep you alive, and and
it still hurts.
You want to die immediately. Palm Springs. If you haven't watched Palm Springs, watch it.
Great fucking film. That's one of my all-time
If you haven't
favorites.
watched Death of a Unicorn, sorry we spoiled it. You should watch it anyway.
Yeah, you should watch it. What our words do not hold a candle to this film.
No, it's so good. And like, we don't usually cover comedy movies. Not that this one was. It was more of a black comedy. But like, I make it a point that we don't cover comedy movies simply because I don't want to just sit here and echo jokes that the movie did far better than either of us could together. But this movie has so much in it, and I love it. But the ending credits start to roll. It's the song DOA by St. Vincent. It's a certified banger. You ever hear a song and immediately think, oh, I'm about to overplay the fuck out of this, huh?
Yeah.
That's this song. And the song started playing. I'm like, oh, like this is exactly how I wanted to exit this movie. Fucking amped up. I love this. I listened to it like 13 times just today at work because it is a banger.
So fucking good.
It is not my recommendation though. I was actually like kind of weighing like, should I make this my recommendation? Yes, no. How did this movie make you feel, Rachel?
I got you, Gamage. I really liked that this movie does a lot of, we've talked about this, obviously, but it does a lot of, like, showing and not telling, which I thought was really good. And obviously there's so many powerful actors in it that it was just fucking fantastic. I thought it was funny. I enjoyed it. I would watch it again. I liked it.
I will.
I really, really enjoy this style of horror campy where it's like, it's not Velocipaster where, like, we're choosing a particularly aggressive campy thing to make this funny. It just in and of itself, there's like humorous human moments because of the absurdity of being in a situation where a unicorn wants to fucking murder you.
It is like they wrote a movie about unicorns attacking, and then they're like, well, why are unicorns attacking? Well, we clearly, because somebody killed a unicorn. And then like they're kind of like working backwards into like turning into this fucking wacky, awkward situation about corporate greed and the folly of man and stuff. And like it turned into this beautiful film with a great cast. Easily my favorite movie of the year.
With an Eat the Rich theme. It's wonderful.
Very, very Eat the Rich theme. And then Fact Checker did inform me that during the credits they show the unicorn tapestries, and each one correlates with the deaths of the bad people and showing the actors and names of each one.
That's good.
I like that.
I like that. I gotta go rewatch the credits. I almost watched all the credits because I like paused it right as they started, and I was like, I feel like this movie's something where it would have some shit like that, and I'm gotta go back and watch it now.
I think I did like some seeking, like I just hovered over the bar and didn't see anything.
Yeah, I did the same thing where I was like, okay, there's no like extra scenes.
Yeah. So we've come to the end. Time for music. The Gamage Rabbit list, if you don't know, is a weird playlist that my algorithm generated, so now I'm going down the list in no specific order. Number 31 is Chappell Roan. I mentioned in the beginning of this list that she was here and figured I'd wait in case we got some new music.
Fuck
and technically,
yeah,
no,
choice.
we haven't. We have not
what?
gotten
Yes, we did.
We did not. We did
Yes,
not,
she
Rachel.
just put out a new song.
Apologize. Rachel, I apologize. The Subway is old. We heard it last year.
Is it really?
It was not officially released. She only sings it in live at concerts.
Okay, so it's
fair,
got
yes.
released publicly the same way The Giver did.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
I
was like,
the
because
Subway,
bitch,
by
no,
the way,
but
the Subway is a phenomenal song. Though. It's
really
great.
good.
I love it. Great music video if you haven't seen it. It's like it portrays lesbians as like cousin it creatures where they're just big things of colored hair. Yeah, again, she's been singing the song for. She's
just
so
the
good.
artistry, so good.
But I decided that there's the Subway is the song that she just came out with. But I figured I'd talk about my favorite songs because I don't think I've ever done that.
I'm fucking stoked because she has a lot of really underrated songs.
Dude,
my
favorite
most
songs.
Popular ones.
My favorite big song of hers, where it's just like if you're looking at Chapel Roan and you're like list the top 5 songs, like Super Graphic Ultramodern Girl is going to be on there every time. Of the big songs, I think that one's my favorite. But I think that my favorite songs that I don't think get listened to enough is going to be After Midnight, Guilty Pleasures, and Naked in Manhattan, which I think is another bigger one. But I feel like Guilty Pleasures and After Midnight get slept on way, way, way too much.
Yeah, there's a couple of her like really early music that is.
Oh yeah,
it's just so good.
It is very good. I don't listen to it as much as I should. When I first got into her, it was after Hot to Go came out, and then she had a couple of the songs. Pink Pony Club was also in there, but it was mostly like her old stuff. And I really like her old stuff, but it is very, very, very different. So like usually when I'm like, I'm gonna listen to some Chapel Roan, that stuff usually doesn't make the playlist simply because it's so vastly different. But it does not diminish how fucking good it is too.
Yeah, well, and she's done interviews where she talks about when she started taking music kind of less seriously and just like having more fun with it is when she found the style that she has now. But man, when she's like really singing about like the deep hurt feelings, she just has such a pretty voice that she can fucking nail whatever she wants to do.
Her early music too has like some of her like kind of Midwest like Southern drawls to it too. Like it's a very different singing voice, but it's still incredible. Like it's like, that's still Chapel Roan. She's still a great singer.
Yup.
That's my recommendation is those 3 songs.
Gamage, to satiate your need, my recommendation for the week is going to be DOA by St. Vincent. Because I also thought it was a fucking banger.
It is really good, right?
Deserves the fucking shout out.
I wrote down here like, in fact, that's my recommendation of the week is DOA. But then I kept going back to Chapel Roan. I'm like, she just released the Subway. I can't not talk about it.
It's
Thank
time.
You. Every piece of music we've talked about today is awesome.
It's also
thank you for listening
good.
to me of the podcast at home.
Thank you guys for listening. If you liked what you heard or you also want to kill rich people, please like and subscribe on whatever your most favorite podcasting places. If you want us to talk about a thing, you can email us at whtpah@gmail.com. That's @gmail.com. You can follow us on Instagram at We Have That Podcast at Home, all one word spelled correctly, or follow us on whtpah on Blue Sky. We'll be taking a poll of who the next CEO sacrifice is for next summer. Next week, we'll be tackling the illustrious and fine art of...
It's funny that she still tries this, huh?
Shut the fuck up. It's comedy, bitch.
It's comedy?
Yes, it's comedy. How else are we going to be funny than if we roll comedy? I've been... not funny, Rachel. And this has been usually significantly funnier
hilarious.
than me, Gamage. And this has been We Have That Podcast at Home. Don't hit any unicorns with your cars.
Or do, and just make sure to just leave it. Because if they just walked away,
it would have been
if they
fine.
just walked away from the unicorn.
Or like got it
fine.
help. Like fuck. Jesus.
They didn't even need to do that. Like, it was going to revive, and it would have been fine. And then Odell would have died, and everything would have gone on their normal way.
Certainly don't sell it for science, because then you're just a dick. Anyway, good luck with your unicorns, kids.